Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right. So we know what bonding companies are looking for. They want good character. They want us to have capacity to actually do the work, right? People, equipment, systems. They want us to have the money to fund the work. We're ready. It's time to apply. This is the long version of the application. If you don't have all of these items right now, that is okay. But this is the direction you want to take your bond program. You remember that word I use, master, master, master? That's a big difference from calling someone up and just saying, hey, I need a bond. Okay? The difference between calling someone up and saying, hey, bond lady, I need a bond, versus, hey, bond lady, I'm trying to master my bond program. Um, this caller just wants the bond need met. This other caller is trying to control outcomes. No surprises, no needing to check in like the question was asked earlier. You already know. So these are the things that you're going to have a complete submission. You're going to have a completed contractor questionnaire. That's just fancy for an application. And then you're going to have CPA reviewed financial statement. CPA reviewed financial statement prepared on an accrual and percentage of completion basis. That's a mouthful. But if you don't have a CPA right now, if you're not doing accrual right now, if you're not doing percentage of completion basis right now, when you get off this webinar, you now have a goal for where you're going to take your business so that you can benefit in your bond program. You're going to need an interim financial statement. That one can be done internally. That's your balance sheet, your profit and loss, agings of receivables and payables, a WIP, and verification of cash. Current personal financial statements on every owner over 10% are going to be required. Okay? Bank line letter, if you already have a line of credit with your bank, which is a very good thing. If you don't have a bank line with your bank, a bank reference letter will suffice. But I'm going to encourage you, the goal, you want to get a bank line. Underwriters love that stuff. Current insurance certificate, they want to make sure that you have the coverage you need so that you can stay in business and you can satisfy your customers. A current work in progress schedule. I can talk for hours about a work in progress schedule. It is a fabulous underwriting tool for bonding companies, but a fabulous management tool for you. If you are not already doing work in progress schedules on a regular basis, I encourage you to start using work in progress schedules today. If you've never used one, start doing one like maybe once every 6 months or once every quarter. Ideally, you want to get to the point where you're doing them at least once a month. I can tell you, some of the biggest construction companies in the nation, they have the ability to manage their work in progress every 24 hours. Woo! Can you imagine that system that they have behind that? Resumes of owners and key staff and reference letters. When you are applying for bonding, it is not the time to be modest. It is not the time not to brag. Brag. Yeah. Tell them about all of the great things that you've done, you've accomplished. Tell them about all the fabulous members of your staff, your team. Talk about the projects you've done. Talk about the things that you want to do, right? Your goal for the application process is to engage, truly engage with the underwriter, right? When you send your application over, or your surety agent sends your application over, you got to remember, the underwriter is a real person. She's sitting there at her desk, or he, right? And they're doing something else. They are working on something else. And then your submission shows up. And it's impressive. You see that A+ on there? It's impressive. All of a sudden, you have placed the demand on that person's time and on that bonding company's resources. Well, while you have their attention, give them something to really read about. Give them something to really be impressed by. You know your business, and you should make sure that your story is amazing. Got to complete the paperwork, though. You know, it's tempting to assign paperwork to someone else, but I'm going to encourage all owners to do the paperwork themselves. Nobody knows your business better than you. Nobody knows your story better than you. You want to complete the contractor's questionnaire. Be thorough. You want to gather the requested information. That's that whole list that we just looked at, right? Or as much of it as possible. You want to review all information for accuracy and thoroughness. If you haven't actually looked at your financial statement yourself and you just press the button and have somebody print it for you, that's not the time to send it, okay? You want to print it out and take a few minutes to read through it, look at it, ask yourself, is this financial statement actually saying what I've been living for the last 12 months, right? Add details for clarity. Anything in your financial statement or anything in your questionnaire that might not be glowing, stop right there and go ahead and put some clarification or explanation. For example, the questionnaire may say, have you ever been terminated from a project? Of course, they want the answer to be no. But if the answer is yes, you want to explain the circumstances. And if you have learned from that experience, just be honest. It was rough. I was afraid. It was a terrible experience. However, we persevered. We made these changes. We did those kinds of things necessary, and that problem we won't have again, right? So you want to add details. Whatever the details are necessary, keep in mind what your goal is. Your goal is to engage with the underwriter so that they believe in you and your company. Submit your paperwork to your surety agent. You only get one time to make a great first impression. If you're on this webinar, I'm predicting that you work it. Work your first time like your boss. Once you submit it, you got to be on standby. Be prepared to ask questions. Underwriters in this business, we love construction contractors. But real life, we don't build anything, right? We have tons of questions, lots and lots of questions. What we're looking for is a construction contractor that has lots and lots of answers. Okay? So now we've applied for bonding. We have sent it in, and we've gotten that email back. Our agent says, congratulations, you have been approved for bonding. Your bond program is this. Well, it's time to get moving. Yeah, I said time to get moving. The first thing you want to do once you have a bond program is you want to put that bond program to work. You want to put it to work immediately. Now, the things I am talking about on this slide, this entire slide is about surety strategy, okay? Not just getting a bond, but this is about positioning your business to actually maximize what it can do from a surety perspective. The more bonding you have, the more government construction revenue you can pursue, right? And these types of behaviors on this slide get you on the path, okay? Put your bond program to work immediately. If you're thinking, okay, bond lady, I know you're saying that just because you want to write a bond. No, you're wrong. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying it because when you place that demand on that underwriter by sending your submission and all of your fancy paperwork, you were on their mind at that moment, and it was favorable, right? Don't miss the moment. Don't wait weeks and weeks and months and then come back and ask for your first bond request. Hey, he or she was already in your corner. They were already loving your business. So it's a great time to ask for a bond. Find a project to bid, right? If you have been submitted a proposal and now you are going to need the performance and payment bond, submit the request. Use the bonding program that you have, even if it's not what you want, okay? But make plans to adjust you and your business, to adjust you and your business so you can qualify for what you want. If you're wondering what adjustments to make, go back to the slide with the 3 C's. If you can make any of those increase, right, then you are making adjustments so you can qualify for what you want. Start developing a success record with your underwriter and your surety now. Make them believe. I have to tell you, bonding is not a quickie deal. To truly master bonding, you got to be in the game, playing diligently, being strategic for 3 to 5 years. Yep, 3 to 5 years. But don't get disheartened, right? Don't let like, oh, that takes so long, gee whiz. It's really not that bad. You start today, and then you start to manage those 3 C's, increase and leave profits in the company, increase your expertise. You're going to find that 5 years from now, you're going to have an excellent surety relationship. Your bonding company and underwriter are going to believe in you, and your company is going to be thriving. You're going to be creating jobs. You're going to be doing amazing things. On the way, if an opportunity to have a bond waived presents itself, because let's say you're talking to a general contractor, because we already know waiving bonds in government that's not the law, right? So when I say bond waivers, I'm talking when you're working with other contractors. Then you have to say, if I waive this bond, will this decision be good for my long-term surety plan? What I really mean is, if this is a great job and it's going to be your new largest bonded job to date, because we had a little question about determining your maximum bond amount. If this is going to give you a new largest contract amount, you may want to go ahead and look at, do your self-assessment. Am I ready to bond this? If I'm ready to bond this, don't go with the waiver. And the reason you don't want to go with the waiver is because you cannot build a bond relationship with a bonding company if you are not needing bonds. Yep, that's how it really works. Get the news of your bondability out. Share the news. Let general contractors that you're interested in working with know. Let contracting officers, contract specialists, buyers, procurement professionals. Hey, yeah, I'm a great business. I'm small business certified, and I'm bondable. Let small business liaisons know about what's happening at your business.